What is going on, guys? Winter Kills here, and welcome to a brand new locals feature match. Here we are in round 2, and we've got pure Numeron versus Tri-Brigade Zoo. And yeah, my friend Jeremiah is the only person I think in 2021 that's probably still piloting Numeron without Zexel. And to be totally honest, I gotta give the man props. He does like his share of control decks. He actually got first place last weekend with Subterror. If you guys want to check out his deck profile, I'll leave a link to it up in the top right for you to check out. But let's take a look at the poll results. I asked you guys who you thought would not win this round. About 800 votes coming in. 21% saying that Tri-Brigade would not win, while 79% saying that pure Numeron would not win. So, yeah, I see you guys. Clearly voting for the meta contender. I get it. All right. And to be totally honest, I did think that this poll result would be like the most like closest to a landslide that we've seen in a while, and you know, it's no surprise to see just that. So, but Tri-Brigade will be going first here, leading with a copy of Pot of Desires. Some builds in, you know, back and forth between Desires and Prosperity, but I want to say now that he's on the Zoo build, obviously there is like 4 slots in the extra deck, I think, between Zodiac monsters that are taken up. So Prosperity becomes a little less viable, and Desires becomes more of the way to go. So we're going to see him normal summon Kit, link into Almirage. Kit will dump the Nerval here, and we'll see what he's going to add off the Nerval. It's going to be a copy of Fractal. So we'll see if he can end up establishing his standard end board of just a Appaloosa set Revolt. Looks like the answer is no. Probably just adding Fractal for a follow-up and setting 2 with that Almirage and passing. Where were these end boards for Tri-Brigade when I played against the deck with Drytron? I don't understand. Double Imperm, not even a single hard-opened Revolt. You gotta love to see that. Harpy's Feather Duster hitting 2, and unfortunately our Numeron player is not seeing that copy of Network or Wall, so he's going to have to just dust or set a card and pass. And he'll draw for turn. Our Tri-Brigade player, check the banish pile, just, you know, double check to see what cards he's still got left in the main deck as he slaps down his Zodiac Barrage, so probably wants to make sure he still has some Zoo monsters in the main, and he will pop the Almirage instead of the Barrage itself, which makes sense because if that card sticks around, you know, he can use it again to summon another Zoo from the deck because it does not have to destroy itself. Barrage also has another unique effect where I believe if it is destroyed, it can detach it or attach itself to a Zodiac monster you control, which is an effect that doesn't really get used all that often nowadays. What's much more common back when the deck was the absolute best deck of the format in 2017. I remember it very clearly. But now we're going to see him summon out the Tiger Mortar into Chakanine. It just feels weird saying these names. I feel like I'm in a different timeline. As he's going to attack in for 16 with the Thoroughblade, then slap Borbo on top, and then a Zeus, the almighty Zeus on top, and now has 2 instances of board wipes, which against a control deck like Numeron, honestly, you could just say it's like going to be the final nail in the coffin. And I wouldn't be shocked here. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and use Zeus. We'll see what the set card is. It's called by the Grave. And I think Nerval, yep, is obviously the best choice there of a card to get rid of and also negate for the rest of that turn and on the following turn. And we know he has Fractal in hand, but does he want to commit to it, really? I don't think there's a reason to. I mean, you definitely could. He did not normal summon yet, too, thanks to the Barrage. He was able to suspect that Thoroughblade out from the deck, so we could see him commit the normal. And it looks like we'll see just that. It's going to activate the effect, and thanks to the Zoo engine doing a good job at loading up the graveyard. I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of Zodiac, or well, a lot of Tri-Brigade players in general, are sometimes starting to prefer the Zodiac engine over the Rescue Cat build. One, because the Zoo engine really helps the deck go second, where you definitely do not want to be, as my friend Colin, who is playing Tri-Brigade in this video, said, you don't want a normal cat into an already established board. It's just not going to end well. The Zoo engine, again, helps you establish those boards and break boards going second, while also loading your graveyard up with Beast Warriors, just for your Tri-Brigade monsters to use as banish fodder. So we're going to see him special summon out the Bearbrum off the Fractal, and then linking the Bearbrum and the Fractal into the Shureg, or not Shureg, rather, the Rugal. And Bearbrum, of course, will add the Tri-Brigade Revolt. I mean, Bearbrum says add any Tri-Brigade spell or trap, but this day and age, it might as well just say add a Tri-Brigade Revolt. But he'll just end on the Rugal with the Zeus and a set 1, which we know is going to be Revolt. And ending with Rugal and Zeus here is kind of nice, because if he does Zeus, he can chain Rugal to revive one from the grave, and then send it off with Zeus if he wants to get that actual, the effect off of one of his Tri-Brigade monsters once it hits the grave. We will see a Cosmic Cyclone here to start things off, which is really good. That's going to force the Revolt. Yes, he will still get the effects of Kit, Nerval, etc. in the graveyard as he goes ahead and brings out 4. Loading up the graveyard once again to go for Shureg, but he is going to be able to dodge the non-target banish, which is really, really strong. So Zeus, Shureg, and a copy of the Rugal Silver Sheller. And quite a few Beast Warriors, etc. in the graveyard. So will our Numeron players see any engine cards? It's just been removal and board breaking cards. And yep, speaking of, Shizukiru and Lightning Storm. Going to clear everything in attack position, but we're going to see him chain that Rugal here. And he will bring out Nerval in defense position. Just so if he does clear that, he will get a search out of it. And if he doesn't, right, best case scenario, he gets to keep that body on field to be able to link off with into his plays and also trigger a search on his opponent's turn. Not only that, he is getting to search a Clutch DD Crow off of the Shureg, which I believe is a 1-of in his deck. If you guys want to see our Tri-Brigade Zodiac players deck list from a few weeks back, I'll leave a link to that up in the top right as well for anybody interested in seeing what my Man C Goodies list looks like, because it is kind of a banger. So, unfortunately, again, no engine here, no network, no Numeron wall for our Numeron player. Just seeing a whole bunch of removal. We'll have to pass turn, just leaving our Tri-Brigade player with a Nerval. I don't think he plays multiple Almirage, which wouldn't even matter to begin with, because it has to be a normal summon monster, which this Nerval is not. Linkuriboh comes to mind here, but again, who needs Linkuriboh when you can just ignore the Link summoning mechanic? I find it funny that both Zoo and Tri-Brigade can be played together, because they are both decks that are unique in their own right. And they're kind of like the first of their kinds to ignore the summoning mechanic, which they revolve around, right? Zodiac was the first of its kind, ignored the Ixie summoning mechanic, right? You have a Zodiac monster, you don't need another level 4, you don't need another Zoo, just slap a Broadbow on it, right? Or a Borbow, whatever it may be. And then Ixie summon that way. Same thing can be said with the Tri-Brigade. So I think it's really cool to see that these two decks have been put together, because they just love ignoring summoning conditions. But it looks like our Numeron player has seen enough there and is going to admit defeat as we head into a game 2. I want to mention a quick shout out to Imperium Duelist if you guys are interested in picking up some amazing playmats, cloth playmats by the way, sleeves, deck boxes, dice, etc. Check them out at the link below. They sell all sorts of high-quality TCG accessories, and you can get it for 10% off using my discount code WINNERKILLS10 off at checkout. Support the channel in the process. Same can be said if you guys are buying anything on TCG Player. If you guys use my affiliate link found in the description of all my videos, a small bit of the revenue from your purchase will go right back into the channel and helps out a ton at no extra cost to you guys for cards that you're already going to be buying. So next time you're on TCG Player, please don't forget to use my link. So with all that out of the way, let's hop back into the match here. Tri-Brigade up 1 game over our Numeron player, and luckily enough, he has found that copy of Wall, which will access Numeron Network, and then in turn activate Calling, essentially, from the deck. And we're just going to see him summon out 4 of the Numeron Gates, and see what he wants to do with these. There's actually a whole lot of things you could do, turns out, when you have 4 free special summon monsters on the board. Turns out, there's a lot of things you can do. Especially when they're Xyz monsters, too. Looking at you, Infinitrack Megaclops. Appaloosa for 4, right? Or in this case, we're going to see Megaclops, which is an interesting choice. I mean, you got to kind of cut our Numeron players some slack. This is a tough matchup. Really poor matchup. Like, a lot of decks are going to struggle against Megaclops. Just so happens to be that this is a Zodiac variant of Tri-Brigade. So, I mean, you could argue that making literally anything else would have been better, like going for the Appa with 4 would have been maybe a little better. I don't know. What would you guys have done if you were our Numeron player? Would you have gone for the Megaclops and, you know, rely on your back row to stop the Zoo Engine from being even a thing? The Shureg is not going to out this Megaclops. Rugal is not. Nothing. Appaloosa is just... Nothing's getting over this 4,000 attack monster whatsoever. And as the tanky gets cosmic, our Tri-Brigade player is going to go ahead and pick up and read Megaclops here, understanding that, yeah, his only way of outing this is going to be with the help of Zeus. And he's going to need to establish that in to these two back row that are set right now. And hopefully, if you're the Numeron player, those are like either strikes or judgment or some sort of floodgate, like, I don't know, rivalry or Gozen, whatever it may be. You're really hoping that you have the stop for it, because that's like the freest out in the planet. And one of the reasons, like, you know, as an Earth Machine player, I used to play Megaclops in Earth Machine because you could technically make it with some interesting, weird one-off combos. But ever since the dawn of Zeus and the resurgence, of the Zodiac archetype, it has kind of fallen out of favor. But on paper, Megaclops is an insane card. So we are going to see the kit get normal. It is going to banish for cost to activate its effect. And we're going to see a rivalry of the Warlord. So our Numeron player is currently locked into machines only, and our Tri-Brigade player is locked into Beast Warrior. I want to say that kit is a Beast Warrior. I'm going to go ahead and double check right now while I do this commentary. Let's see what it is. Tri-Brigade kit is a beast. So if he does not have any beasts to go into off of this kit effect, it is going to fizzle. But I think Farragut is a beast. So he will be able to at least get that far. Yeah, Farragut's a beast. Bearbrum is a beast. But the Shureg and Rugal are a Beast Warrior and Wing Beast alike, so he will not actually be able to climb up into his bigger monsters right now. Not that he would normally be able to anyways because of his graveyard restriction. But it's either going to be Bearbrum or it's going to be the Farragut. The only problem with going for the Bearbrum is that you have no way to link it off at this current point. So I don't think he plays any other beasts in the extra deck. You could argue that he could link both of these off for a Bearbrum, which is probably what we're going to see happen here. And then he can get kit effect, and he can also get the effect of the Farragut. So we're going to see him search first, then draw, which you love to see. You always want to try to deck thin, or send in this case, before you draw. Load up the graveyard a little bit more. And then we're going to see him cut the deck and get that draw, and then, of course, put one back to the bottom. One of the things I actually love the most about a lot of the Tri-Brigade links is I do think that at least Farragut and Bearbrum, and just in general, I think all the links are very, very balanced themselves. It's just how they are accessed is not necessarily balanced in the most, for the most part. I like the fact that Bearbrum and Farragut don't allow you to just keep stacking advantage or allow you to gain advantage from nothing. You have to already have some form of advantage in hand. If you want to resolve Bearbrum and keep the Revolt, you have to, and I think he just top deck Harpy's Feather Duster, which is fitting. My friend Colin seems to be the literal top deck god. Other people I know can vouch for this. My friend Adam, he was playing Earth Machine at this locals, and he was playing against my friend Colin, and he had him dead to rights with the Earth Machine deck. And he had to top deck to win. And what did he top deck? He top decked the one of Monster Reborn for game. Literally the only card in his deck that he could have drawn to win, and he did it. You really hate to see it. And not only that, my friend had some even worse luck because he had to play against Zombie World Turbo with Earth Machine. And if you're familiar with Earth Machine and Zombie World, you know that is the worst possible matchup you could ever have. So F's in the chats for my man, Adam. Yeah, Harpy's Feather Duster, insane as he sets to, passes. Megaclops is just going to do what it does and just swing over that Bearbrum for 2,300 damage. Bearbrum will activate, searching Revolt, and putting one back to the bottom of the deck. Of course, hoping it's probably not Revolt. And then we're going to see our Tri-Brigade player, or not our Tri-Brigade player, our Numeron player set a card and pass. End phase Revolt. Probably going to go for the Shureg here to hit the back row. which were... I think I already saw what the backer was in his hand. I believe it's an Imperial Iron Wall. And it's got to hurt to see the end phase Shureg take out the Iron Wall. Because if that would have survived the turn, I think we would have seen our Numeron player take this one 100%. You mean, not entirely, though. All it takes for our Tri-Brigade player to win this is to literally draw a Zoo monster. And it's over. That's all it takes, because the Mega Clops will lose all weight it has, and it's just going to become a token, essentially. But luckily, Tri-Brigade is a deck that can deck thin kind of a lot. Constantly just, send a card to send a card to send a card to add a card, right? Deck thinning is like crazy in this deck, not to mention desires as well. Tankies and barrages in the deck, very easy ways to get to the Zoo engine. So we're going to see him summon out the Kraz. He is going to, looks like, banish 2 here. Having the rivalry cleared has got to feel pretty good. There's double Dragon Lords, which unfortunately doesn't do anything against the Mega Clops, who has been big chillin' for a good part of this game. And it looks like he's going to link off the double Dragon Lords and Shureg for Darumadal, the firefighting Darumadal. So this is a little interesting Link 2 to be playing here, but it will allow him to resolve Shureg, which searches Thoroughblade. And yeah, now the game is over. At least in my opinion, I think the game is over at this point. You get the Zodiac engine established, and look at, oh my god, summon, summon, summon. Go for the Zeus. Detach 2. Goodbye, Mega Clops. Goodbye, Solemn Judgment on our Tri-Brigade player's field. And that's really all it takes. Set 1, which we know to be Revolt. And yeah, there's just not much you're going to be able to do here. He's going to activate Terraforming, which is great. He can, of course, go ahead and get the Numeron network, but he's got quite a few ways to stop this card. Zeus being one. If he had another copy, somehow he does have the Shureg to, stop essentially any other plays he might have after the fact. So he's going to go ahead and activate the Terraforming. That will search the network. Offer the cut, activate network, and I imagine we'll see Zeus get chained here. I think he's going to go ahead and read the field spell first, which is great. You love to see it. Reading never hurts, of course. Probably just making sure that it is a once per turn effect, which I believe it is. So once he pays the cost for network, he's going to chain Zeus to basically negate it, in quotes. And we'll see what that last card in hand is here, man. It better be something good. I don't know what else it could be. Yeah, he has another network, and unfortunately that is going to do it for this match. Tri-Brigade Zoo taking it 2-0. If you guys want to see more of my content, click on one of the videos popping up on the bottom of the screen like usual. And last but not least, I want to give a big shout out to our Divine level channel members, and they are Cadillacs84, Pony Stark, Keith Sidgers, and Daryl Best. Thank you guys so much, as always.